Are we calling this show about the show? Or
if you could actually launch the show, then
the show cubed.
Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen season 15, episode 1 of Category 5 Technology TV, please watch that first. Regardless of the content itself, you're going to want to see the visual effects coupled with the soundscapes that we've created for each and every scene that you're about to see. And that's going to give you the full appreciation for what we're about to go over. Also, if you're watching this on the show, that's where I teach all my production techniques. I just want you to note that all the stuff that we're doing in Unreal Engine this week, all the exciting green screen techniques that we're doing, those are all going to be covered on future episodes of the show. So you're going to get to learn how I do all of this stuff. Just make sure that you subscribe to that channel, and then you're going to get those upcoming tutorials. We're going to jump right into it. Season 15, episode 1 of Category 5 Technology TV. Let's go.
Let's fucking roll.
Yeah.
I'm loving the intro.
Yes.
Unreal.
So far, it's been epic.
Yeah. It's good times.
Just so you know, Jeff, we started officially at 7:01 late.
Yeah. Okay, so I love this intro. I know it's just Henry and I talking, but just the way you fly in, it really sets up that this is AR and shows the big vastness of the studio.
That's
like I love that opening shot.
Yeah.
I wanted that wide shot because this is our first time in AR. I wanted you to see that this is like this epic studio set. Look at that.
So cool. Like, and this, okay, I got to say, this intro is like just mint. It's so good.
I feel so good to finally have like a real intro. Oh, there's Jeff. Oh, we're supposed to be introducing ourselves. There's Henry.
Oh, hi, I'm Henry. I fly planes and I'm a co-host.
Bare Eyes Bill. 3, 2, 1.
So we're all here. I'm Robbie Ferguson. I'm the host of Category 5 Technology TV. I wrote the episode. I did most of the production work. Jeff in the top screen there. Jeff, say hi.
Hello. You can't see
Bill.
me, but that's all right. Now, okay, I've got to ask about the intro. Why did you put me in like a cryo tube?
Because we had to shut you up, Jeff.
That's because he's a cool guy.
We were looking for ways to like just
works.
put you in stasis. It's like Jeff just will not stop. Put him in stasis.
That's true. It's very true. All right.
Okay. Can I just add, when you take the pie out, I think it's now where you add like the sound effect, and it's just like pop, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going high budget, guys. It's just all the little effects and like all the background and everything. I'm just like, I'm so happy right now. This is amazing. It's happening.
The subtleties.
Raspberry Pi 4.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Now Jeff, I know I know like we're supposed to be talking about the show here, but Henry, I gotta ask, what's with the stash, dude?
What, my stash?
Yeah.
Oh, I've just been too lazy to cut it. I'm just kidding. It's for all the awesome people out there.
Dude, I love it.
Thank you. I don't have a choice. We have to keep what we have now for the rest of the season, but thank you. That means a lot to me.
It's good. I love it. Every time I stare at that upper lip and I'm like, he's so good.
Yeah.
Give us a thumbs up for Henry's stash.
That's right.
Like and subscribe for the stash.
You'll notice, Bill, the Category 5 Technology TV logo is not flickering tonight.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that was a pre-production thing.
There have been so many stages to this production that things like the desk, we're going to talk about the desk, and maybe you caught it in the intro. It was a mahogany desk. Now it's black. And this is something that's going to probably come up tonight. The logo was flickering because it's supposed to be a neon sign, but it was really distracting. And so everything has just been so meticulously combed over that I think now it's like, wow, this is pretty impressive. If I may,
I hope you don't like. You say we've meticulously combed over it now. Now I'm sitting here going, did we miss something?
We absolutely did. I promise you, we did.
We have spent so long working on this that it's like, did we miss anything? Like, because you've seen it so many. Okay, when that pops up every time, I think it's my computer.
Yeah, same.
Alert. I'm like, no, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
You're on Windows then. Eh.
Yeah, that's
my
the first
laptop
problem.
does.
No.
Yeah. This is cool because I actually took all these screenshots on my computer and then put them into AR after the fact, because I really wanted to have that visual. Originally, you can see how I'm so zoomed in there on FileZilla. The plan originally was to do the old school style where this is full screen. And then I'm like, wait a minute, we've got an AR monitor sitting in front of Robbie. Let's actually put this into AR. So I put it into the screen and then reshot it cinematically and created all these shots to just take it to the next level.
And what I like about that is not only is it the screen, but even in the background, you could see Bill sitting at his desk across the hallway from you, which really adds an element of like vastness to the studio. The fact that we're all sitting there, and I mean, we can see you in the TV screen behind him, and like that's the back of your head as you're working on the computer monitor. So like there's all these different angles that are happening that you may not notice if you're watching the show until you're like, oh yeah, there's a different camera angle on Robbie's head back there. That's interesting. Like I love the work that was put into this, and like I don't think people are going to understand just how much work was put into this. But you started producing this, what, 6 months ago?
That's right.
Like that's a long time. That's a labor of love at this point.
And you say that 6 months sounds like such a long time to produce an episode. So if we actually focus on the production aspects of the episode, it didn't take 6 months. It's that Robbie Ferguson, Jeff Weston, we have never done augmented reality production before. This is an entirely new production paradigm for us. This is a new suite of software. This is a new way of creating content that we've never done before because, hey, I don't think anyone has ever really done it to this scale before, as far as like YouTubers in the tech education space, right?
No, I don't think so. I'm not aware of any YouTuber who's done this. I mean, maybe they have, but
I'd love to know. I haven't found anyone who has, but so the 6 months is really about, we had to train ourselves. We had to educate ourselves on how does the software work. Like even the scene that you're looking at right now, where we've got an augmented reality computer screen that's showing the demonstration. This is all AR. This is driven by a feed, even the Pinecraft screen behind me there, and the way that it's a little bit focus blurred. I've got a nice f-stop on that camera. These cinematic transitions, the fact that Bill is kind of moving around on his desk back there, it's all new. It's brand new. And I should note, just in case anyone is not aware of this, one of the things about the augmented reality studio set here at Category 5 Technology TV that is mind-bending is that we are socially distant in ways that that have never been possible, because we're focusing on how can we do this within a COVID-19 pandemic world. Basically, things have changed, right? So you see Bill, that's, he's just across the hallway, but he's actually down in New York shooting this, right? We're up here in Barrie, and we're never actually physically in the studio at the same time. We're all socially distant.
But it doesn't feel like that though, because he's right there. You can touch him, Robbie. He's like right across the hall.
It's just right there. And we even have screenshots and things where we're all standing on the set together. It's mind-bending.
Thanks for pointing it out that I'm over there, because I didn't even notice.
Oh, dear.
He's just sitting there behind the desk.
Yeah, that was you over there.
I was focused on the screen. I wasn't focused on the
foreground. We'll see. There's so much, and maybe that's going to happen with viewers too. Is that we're focused on the foreground, not really noticing the background and all the things that go into it. See, there's Bill. There he is at his desk. Yep. Do you see his feet? Those are not his real feet. I actually added those using AR tech because
I wondered that, because I was like, man, like the fact that you filmed him with his feet is impressive.
Yeah.
But okay, so it's good to know.
Those are not his feet. No. I thought maybe, next time we're going to add some clown shoes. I mean, I can do whatever I want.
Just little like Easter eggs like that through the series. Well, it's interesting too, because like for all the background stuff, like you recorded like at least 3 to 5 minutes of each of us, just as kind of like stand in, just neutral. Hey, I'm in the background. I'm doing whatever. So then that's how we always have a presence. And it's a really interesting experience to see it as a finished product, because now you can say, oh, okay, this is why I'm standing and doing nothing for like 4 or 5 minutes. So then we can have like a loop of us in the background.
Did you see how when I punched in the camera on the monitor, there was a shot of you, Henry, on the computer screen or on the TV, and you could see you in that pose. And we called that our interested shot, which is
very interested.
You're just standing there, adjusting your glasses, putting your hands in your pocket, that kind of stuff. And that's like a 5-minute loop that we just play all the time, so that if the camera ever moves in such a way that Henry is exposed, it looks like Henry is actually physically there on the set. But then when it's time for him to talk, we jump over to his actual clip that is like that AR, the recording of him saying the lines that he needs to say.
I almost no, go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I was going to slightly change the topic, so go first, Henry.
No, I was just going to say, like, give it 5 years and like we can have a virtual audience where it's like all VR and we have like an actual VR studio where we could have people live sitting in virtual chairs. Like it's amazing technology and it looks so organic. Like, again, instead of having a full screen, this is how you do this in Linux, we actually have like right now an organic looking virtual camera that's just hovering, and it looks like it's an actual camera, but it's not. It just makes it so much more organic, and I find more enjoyable. I don't know.
Even little subtle shots, like see my shoulder there.
Yeah.
So how is that possible, right? And that's all just the little details. There's Henry at the top left.
Hi.
You see that? That's his interested shot where he's just standing there, and then we're punching back into the monitor.
Now, what's up with the blue screen of death? Is that a subliminal message there or something?
Listen, Bill, I'm running Microsoft Windows for the demonstration, so it just kept happening. It's just Windows. It's a feature, not a bug.
But I love the fact that you've got these little Easter eggs in the show, though, because it makes it that much more enjoyable. Because it's like you're watching for the content, but at the same time, you're also watching it for entertainment value. And I'm like, I've never really contemplated seeing the show on two paradigms like that. You're learning and having fun. Because it has very much, even though it's a tutorial, on Pinecraft, at least this episode, it does have that cinematic produced feel where it's like, oh man, there's a lot of subtle elements to this. And so I love all the little Easter eggs. So much
Bill, that blue screen of death is actually a transitional shot. So when I created every shot, I wanted to make it seem seamless so that there weren't hard cuts. So you'll notice that the camera is moving in on the monitor, and then the blue screen of death quickly kind of glitches in and out. That's because there was a transition between the clips that would appear on the monitor that wouldn't have been a seamless flow in those shots, because they were recorded at different times, because they were different programs loaded on the screen. So I wanted that nice steady flow. And that's where that glitch comes in, where it's
nice
just like
steady flow with a blue screen of death.
That
is folks.
Throwback. It's just a throwback to the Windows 98 days, Windows XP, where we can say, look, if you're going to run Windows, then this is what you need to expect.
Yeah, absolutely. That's funny. Now, I got to ask about the scripting of this, because we were all, you mentioned earlier, we're all in at different times and we weren't here at the same time, yet there's that cohesiveness to the feel in the way that the script plays out and the cinematics work. Was it pre-planned, almost storyboard feel how you were going to get there? Or did you have the script and go, let's figure out the shots in between afterwards?
Well, we had 38 pre-planned shots. There's Henry with his interested shot. There he is.
Oh, right.
How come he's getting so much screen time here? We need to change things up. 38 shots planned on the storyboard, and each of those are meticulously scripted. And then there is a lot of unscripted content within the show as well. All of the, like what you're seeing right now, everything that is a screencast, an actual product demonstration, a tutorial, those are all unscripted. And in fact, all of my lines, because I was also the writer, so I had an advantage where I knew what was meant to be said. So if you notice that the guys are kind of looking at the monitors more, it's because you guys are reading a teleprompter versus me who has the script memorized. I'm much more easily able to make that feel a little bit more fluid, a little more natural, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So everything was planned. Everything was absolutely planned. All the shots.
I love it. Now, as far as like, putting all of this together, we talked about the fact that you started this like 6 months ago and we had to learn things. I don't think it's quite clear what that means. We had to learn things.
Okay.
I remember that initial meeting we had where you're like, okay, this is what I'm thinking for the next season. And
the initial meeting where you were like, what are you talking about, Robbie?
Yes, that's exactly it. And you're like, we're gonna go AR and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. And I'm like, I love it. How? And you're like, I don't know. We gotta figure
kill
it out.
Robbie.
One day at a time.
This is a tech show. You're gonna kill yourself?
I could just see you guys like downloading Unreal Engine day one, and it's like, yeah, we did it.
Yes.
Now we have to learn it.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how it played out.
Well, I came across this broadcast studio asset from Warren Marshall, and no relation to Bill Marshall, as far as I'm aware. And this is available in the Unreal Engine marketplace. It's a free studio set, and that was kind of our starting place for creating what you see on the show. And it's unbelievable that Unreal Engine gives us all of this for free.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Well, even like the F18 that you put me in, which thank you. We didn't know what you were putting us in, so that's kind of cool.
Exactly.
So when I saw that, I'm like, I know that asset. It's another awesome free asset, and it's such a cool, like, it's not really open source, but it's such a cool, accessible. That's the word I'm looking for. Accessible resource that people can play with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, Unreal Engine obviously requires a ton of resources. I mean, the computer you've got is like akin to Watson, the supercomputer, as far as I'm concerned. But like, I even had to upgrade my laptop, and I'm able to do some work on a laptop with Unreal Engine. So even though it's robust in what it requires, it's still accessible for the average user with a really good computer. I mean, you're producing shots, I'm making sets. It's like, this is really cool what we're doing. It's so neat.
So I have an i9-9900K with 64 gigabytes of RAM. Oh, what happened to Henry there?
Okay. This is literally my favorite shot of the entire
gosh. This is the money shot right here, folks. This took 6 weeks to produce.
You sent how many videos of me getting blown up? Like, there's so many different versions of this.
Yes. Oh, here he goes. Okay.
And boom.
There you go. Oh, and the trees fall.
I know.
Everything. The drone
it's so good.
out.
He very nicely panned out so you didn't see any blood and guts. And...
Right.
That's what he wants you to think.
In the first take, it all hit the camera, and then it was just dripping and oozing.
There's
and
blood and guts.
You couldn't see the logo at the end.
So.
Yeah.
Nice.
This was one of the first clips that you had produced in a raw form that I got to see, and I was blown away by it. But what was so interesting about that clip, and I don't know if anybody noticed it, but the creeper actually flashes just like it does in Minecraft.
Yeah.
But Robbie, you had to learn how to figure out how to make that happen.
I sure did. Actually, it was your idea, Jeff. You said to me, well, his head needs to turn. And then I had to learn Blender so that I could make his head turn.
Yeah. Like, this isn't just Unreal. Like, Blender's been involved now.
Yeah.
I've had to download Rhino to access some other 3D assets. Like, this is full blown, like, hardcore 3D asset work to make this happen. Sure. And I love it. Like, it's so good how we keep learning.
If we're going to talk about the stack, I do need to mention DaVinci Resolve is critical to this process.
That's true.
So this is not an entirely Unreal Engine based paradigm. This is chroma key in DaVinci Resolve, editing in DaVinci Resolve, but the AR aspect is all Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for this screen, for example, so it's like pre-edited video that you can put on a virtual screen, and then you have a virtual camera. Is how you're shooting this right now?
So what I've done is I've done a screen recording session. I've brought that into DaVinci Resolve so that I could punch in to zoom in on the very important aspects, because I feel like it's important to recognize that a lot of folks are going to watch YouTube videos on their phones. And so we don't want it to be exclusive for those who are watching this on a 4K 60-inch TV, right? So I've punched those in and then rendered them out and then imported them into Unreal Engine, put them on as a screen, like the actual screen is playing that as if it's a video. And then I'm using a cinematic camera and putting that into the sequencer so that I can move that around, fly it around like you see. So it's just like creating keyframes. So I set the position of the camera, I put the keyframe, then I set the next position of the camera, set another keyframe, and Unreal Engine takes care of the smoothness of the movement.
So cool. I love it.
So 6 months wasn't bad for a first time out.
Oh my gosh, no.
You know, I'm really eager to see what episode 2 and episode 3 of season 15 are going to be like, because a lot of stuff, like doing that sequence of Henry getting blown up on the island was 6 weeks because I had to teach myself everything. In fact, I actually molded that island myself.
He wanted to blow me up that badly.
No, and that's an interesting story in and of itself, right? Because, you know, well, blowing up Henry. So, Jeff, you remember what happened that week?
Yeah. So, like, the plan was that Robbie was the only one going to be blown up. And so he's filming the video, and it was just supposed to be flying out with Henry being left on the island. And he's like, what if we blow up Henry? I'm like, yes, we need to blow up Henry.
I did not consent to being blown up. Okay, but I said yes.
It's in the fine print of the contract. Yeah, it's all good.
Literally, Jeff and I are sitting on the bridge. Literally, we're sitting on the bridge, and I'm like, "What do you think if I blew up Henry?" And then I kind of threw that in like rudimentary, really basic visual effects, and we just started cracking up. It was so friggin' hilarious.
It really was.
Like in those early quick demos, it was just so bad, but so hilarious. And then I added, and then I took it to the next level and added the perfectly cut screen. Look at that.
That looks so much better than that soaking wet wood desk.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
And not only that, but the overhead shot with our crane, we've got a jib crane in the studio, and the lighting was poor. And the camera that's on the jib crane was different than the camera that we use for the forward shot. And it was not keying well. You'll see a little bit of glitches, but in our pre-release, so this is something that we had here internally to bring into our focus group, it was really bad. Like the keying was so bad. It's still not perfect. You can see that little bit of a ghost around my hands and things like that.
Oh, it's light years better than it was. Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this is something that, you know, we're going to continually grow, get better and better as we go. And that's just the nature of it. Like we're going to get better and better as we do this and learn what we need to do better next time.
It's so good. Like I can't tell you how many times I've watched this now. I mean, from you producing,
I can't tell you how many times I've watched this.
Fair enough.
Holy crap!
Yeah, exactly. But like, I'm still, every time I'm blown away, and I find myself staring at the computer screen, going, "Is this really what Category 5 is now?" Like, I can't, like, thinking back to, what was it? I think episode 8 I was on, and you did it on like a 480 webcam.
A 320p. 320p.
Was it 320p? Oh my goodness.
It was before HD existed. It was before YouTube. Before YouTube existed, folks. So imagine that. Like we were making video before YouTube.
Back in my day, we made videos without virtual sets and virtual mesh.
We didn't even have, there was no such thing as widescreen, and there was no such thing as HD. It didn't exist. And here we are. We're doing AR.
Which is so cool. I absolutely love it. It's so neat. Now, I know that in the background, we can see another studio that we have not used yet on this set. So is the plan for us to start using more of those sets as we go along? And is that going to like, are we going to have different purposes for each set? Because this set, what we're seeing now, that's like your tutorial area. That's your desk. And I've got my area. And Henry's got his area. And Bill has his desk. And so it's like, I can't wait to see.
Bill's area is so cool?
He's got so many monitors. I love it.
It's awesome.
I'm jealous. And what I love is
Bill's area took the most
everything.
time. Bill's, exactly. As the executive producer, Bill's area took the most time to design and create, and yet he has a 4-second bit part. What's that about?
Oh.
He just gives the people what they want.
Exactly.
He doesn't need to be part of the tutorials.
We're going to be learning more and more. I'm just going to put this out there. We're going to be learning more and more about Bill's position as executive producer throughout the course of season 15. You're not going to want to miss that.
Now, I got to ask, Bill, this is your first time actually being part of the show. Like, you've been into, I think it was Studio D, you came to visit in person.
Yeah.
But now you're part of the show. So how does this feel being part of like the AR launch?
I'm still wrapping my head around it. It's just amazing.
I love it. It's so cool because you've been a big fan of the show for a long time, and suddenly it's turned to now you're, on the cast.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I love being there in Studio D on that show. I was nervous because I'd never been on camera before like that. But
right.
Yeah,
and now you're part of YouTube history.
Yeah.
So good. Now, Henry, I know that like I haven't seen you since.
When was the last time we've seen each other? Like, has it been a year?
Oh, dude, I don't think I've seen you since we've moved to the studio. I think it was Studio D.
Yeah, because I've always been solo with Robbie whenever I went to the studio now. Like,
I'm just going to interject for the sake of the viewers that Studio D was 2 years ago. That's right. That was our previous studio. And because of the way we're shooting AR in this kind of pandemic world, is we're keeping our staff as safe as possible, and that is that Jeff and Henry are not here at the same time shooting video. So and I'm here doing the production end. I'm sitting wearing my mask 7 feet apart, kind of thing. But they're never interacting. So the first time that you guys have seen each other is on screen. You're having a conversation. You're talking to one another, but yet it's like 6 months apart.
Yeah, it's true.
Literally, we've seen each other as much as the viewers have. So pretty much it's the exact same amount, which is weird.
I still haven't physically met Henry or Jeff yet.
That's true. Yeah,
crazy.
I wasn't there that night.
Wow.
That's what I love about this. It's so neat. Like, because we're all together, we're all in the show. It's like it's our studio. We're all there, but we're not really there. And that's what I love about AR. And one of the things that people, who are watching this may not realize is even like the recording of our bits was a long drawn out process. I mean, we talked a little bit about having that 5-minute clip, that interested shot, but even recording it, I mean, Robbie, you were sitting there with the script and like you're reading us a line into, and then we're reading off the teleprompter, so it sounds all natural. But we had so many takes. Yeah, like it was crazy.
Henry, you want to speak to that?
Oh my gosh, no. I have like I can sometimes have like a slight twang, like because my dad's from the Ottawa Valley. I'm not blaming him, but it just Henry, can you say that again? Just like less Canadian or just more clearly? I'm like, hey? Oh, okay.
Most of our viewers are in America, buddy. They're not going to understand what you're saying, eh?
Yeah, so it's like, oh, what are you talking about, eh? Oh, yeah. So there's this computer thing that I'm like, oh my gosh. So seriously, I had to.
Says the American.
It was fun though, but yeah, like, and it's just like you could see like Robbie's passion though, and he's just like, great, do it again. Just this one line. Okay, you do it again.
I'm gonna get you to do it one more time because there's just those couple of little stumbles.
Yeah, no, it's just opera things.
It was really good. Really good.
Awesome. Just this one vowel.
Henry,
okay.
Say other.
Other.
Say
sounds
other.
Like I'm saying other sometimes.
Henry, say other again. Say other.
Other.
That was like 15 minutes of me just saying,
Other.
say other.
Because
Are we at the end already?
Sounds like,
we're at the end already. Oh my god. Oh, okay.
That was karma. Sorry.
I cannot believe we're at the end of the episode already. Like, I love the fact that you tied in the creeper to like suddenly just showing up in the studio to poof, Robbie's flying across.
I love how he didn't even finish his sentence. Just like and subscribe. I was just like,
no, like and sub. See, this is the thing is that, so when Becca came up with the idea to have this shtick of me dying at the end of every episode, the whole idea was, so it evolved into, so originally it was, we need to have something like Josh Clark has in Don't Be Dumb, where people tune in just to see him sit crazily on his chair. Like, we just want to see that. We don't care what the topic is. So similarly, we wanted a shtick that, hey, people are going to tune in to see how did they kill Robbie this time, right?
It's like like Kenny from South Park.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then it evolved into, okay, I am so sick and tired, like every YouTube fan out there, every YouTube viewer, of every friggin' YouTuber saying, don't forget to like and subscribe and click that button, you know? Yeah. So we decided that we were actually going to say, don't forget to like and sub, and then boom, something happens that kills me so that I can never, ever finish that sentence.
I love that so much.
Cool.
So good.
So we're like, this is so multi-layered, folks. Yet
now I know
Henry, who got that word out, also was killed earlier in the episode.
So that's it's cursed. It's like saying Macbeth. Like, as soon as you say that,
say it. If it comes up in your script, folks, don't forget to like and subscribe. Prepare to be annihilated.
Prepare to die.
Oh, I cannot wait till I have that. Every script now, I'm going to be looking like, do I get to say subscribe? Do I get to say subscribe? Oh, Henry got it again.
He finally gets it, but it's going to be like and follow or something. It's like, no!
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, man.
Well,
love it.
That is the episode, folks. That's episode 1 of season 15. Woo! We had a blast being here.
Literally.
Folks, yeah.
Some more than others.
Don't forget to like and sub.